Did you know that 14 cars are being killed off in 2026? 3 American muscle legends are being banned by emission laws, 4 have deadly safety defects under federal investigation, and 9 are being discontinued forever. If you're buying a car this year, this could save you thousands or even your life. Number 1 is a 1970s icon being executed by regulation. Let's dive in. Number 14. Subaru Legacy. At number 14, we're starting with the Subaru Legacy, officially being discontinued after the 2025 model year. Not because of a ban, but because Subaru is choosing to kill it. The Legacy shares its platform with the Outback, but while the Outback flies off dealer lots, the Legacy has been collecting dust. Buyers want crossovers, not sedans, and Subaru is cutting what no longer sells. Here's what dealerships won't tell you. The Legacy never matched its rivals in fuel economy or cabin quietness. Its standard AWD was the big selling point, but even that couldn't save it. When your biggest competitor is your own brand's wagon and you're losing badly, the writing's on the wall. This is a voluntary discontinuation, not a regulatory ban. Subaru could keep building it, but they're choosing not to. And if you own one, prepare for faster depreciation as lease returns flood the used market. Prices were already sliding. Now that drop is about to accelerate. Number 13. Kia Soul. At number 13, we've got the Kia Soul, the quirky little box on wheels that's been a budget hero since 2009. And yes, it's officially being discontinued. And this one hurts because it represents something much bigger than one model disappearing. In 2025, the Soul started under $22,000, making it Kia's cheapest vehicle and the go-to choice for first-time buyers, young families, students, and anyone needing reliable transportation without crushing debt. It was the people's car, simple, affordable, and accessible even without perfect credit. Now Kia is voluntarily killing it to make room for electric models like the upcoming EV4 sedan, which is expected to cost thousands more, potentially landing in the $35,000 to $40,000 range. This is the affordability crisis nobody wants to talk about. When automakers drop their cheapest gas cars to chase emissions compliance, an entire price segment disappears. The buyers who could afford a Soul can't afford its replacement, pushing them into the used market, where NHTSA data shows older vehicles are statistically less safe. This isn't a ban, it's a strategic cut, and the impact on affordable car shoppers is brutal. Number 12. BMW X4. At number 12, the BMW X4 is officially getting the axe at BMW's Spartanburg plant, and this one is a pure business discontinuation. The X4 was always a niche experiment, basically an X3 with a sloped coupe-style roof that looked cool but killed rear headroom. Sales were mediocre, and BMW made a simple calculation. The factory space is more valuable building higher volume models than a crossover that barely moved the needle. In luxury, if you're not generating big sales or massive profit margins, you're expendable. Buyers who wanted practicality bought the X3. Buyers who wanted aggressive styling jumped to the X6 or cross-shop competitors. The X4 sat awkwardly in the middle and never dominated either category. And if you own one, here's the reality. When luxury brands voluntarily discontinue a model, support slowly fades. Technicians stop seeing them, specialist knowledge dries up, and parts become harder to source and more expensive over time. 5 years from now, finding someone who truly knows the X4 will be a challenge. This isn't a regulatory ban. BMW is killing it for profitability. Number 11. Cadillac XT6 and XT4. At numbers 11, we've got 2 Cadillacs getting cut at the same time, the XT6 and the XT4. Both are being discontinued by corporate decision, and they reveal exactly where the industry is heading. The XT6 is the shocker. This 3-row luxury SUV is being canceled after just 1 generation. Cadillac spent millions on development, tooling, and marketing, only to pull the plug because it couldn't compete. It was too expensive against mainstream SUVs from Honda, Toyota, and Hyundai, yet lacked the prestige to go toe-to-toe with BMW, Mercedes, or Audi. It lived in no man's land, and Cadillac chose to cut its losses. The XT4 tells an even clearer story. Production ended early because its factory is being converted to build the revived Chevrolet Bolt EV. Its replacement is the Cadillac Optiq, a pricier all-electric SUV likely starting in the mid-$50,000s. This is strategic resource allocation. Cadillac wants factory space for EVs, not aging gas models. The affordable entry point into the brand is gone, intentionally, as Cadillac shifts toward premium electrification. These aren't bans. Cadillac is choosing profit over product. Number 10, Audi A4, S4, A7, and S7. At number 10, we're grouping 4 Audis together. The A4, S4, A7, and S7, all being temporarily discontinued, but not for the reason you think. Audi has a very specific strategy here. These nameplates are being phased out now so they can return later as fully electric vehicles. This is a voluntary pause with a planned comeback. Audi wants to protect the brand equity of these iconic names by relaunching them on dedicated EV platforms. A smart move in an era where name recognition still matters. The A4 has been a cornerstone of Audi's lineup for decades, and the A7 helped define the modern 4-door coupe. These badges carry serious weight, and Audi isn't about to abandon them. But here's the twist. If you own one of the current gas-powered versions, you're driving the last of its kind. That could boost values for clean, final-year models, or tank them if buyers see them as outdated once the electric replacements arrive with cutting-edge tech and instant torque. This isn't a regulatory ban. Audi is choosing a temporary discontinuation to manage its EV transition. It's a calculated gamble that will play out over the next 5 years. Number 9, Porsche 718, Cayman and Boxster. At number 9, this one's going to sting for enthusiasts. The gasoline-powered Porsche 718 Cayman and Boxster are being discontinued to make room for their fully electric successors. These aren't just sports cars, they're legends. Mid-engine balance, razor-sharp steering, near-perfect weight distribution. The kind of analog driving experience that's disappearing fast, and Porsche is ending them voluntarily. The Cayman and Boxster have long been seen as the purest expression of Porsche engineering. Not the fastest, not the priciest, but often considered the best to actually drive on real roads. But here's the financial trap. People assume the final gas models will explode in value. A few will. Limited editions, final year models, and manuals will definitely command premiums. For the rest, the data is brutal. The 2023 Cayman depreciated 5% in 2 years. The 2022 Boxster lost 40% of its value in just 3 years. A $50,000 car dropping to $30,000 in 36 months. Unless you're buying a special edition, you might be catching a falling knife. Porsche could keep making gas 718s, but they're choosing the electric future instead. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Number 8, Chevrolet Malibu. At number 8, we've got a deeply symbolic loss, the Chevrolet Malibu. This nameplate has been around since 1964. It survived the oil crisis, recessions, market crashes, and waves of foreign competition. But after 2025, it's officially being discontinued. And here's the historic part. Once it's gone, Chevrolet will sell 0 traditional sedans in the US outside of the Corvette. Let that sink in. One of America's most iconic brands is exiting the sedan market entirely. GM evaluated the Malibu's aging platform, last updated in 2016, and the numbers didn't work. Its turbo 4-cylinder and CVT can't compete with hybrid, AWD, and ultra-efficient options from Toyota and Honda. The Camry and Accord evolved, the Malibu didn't, and meeting 2026 emissions targets would require billions in redesigns for a shrinking segment. So GM is voluntarily ending production and converting the entire Malibu factory to build the new Chevrolet Bolt EV instead. The Malibu isn't dying because it's a bad car. Owners praise its comfort and styling, but the market moved on. This is corporate triage, and the Malibu didn't make the cut. Number 7, Chevrolet Camaro. At number 7, we hit the Chevrolet Camaro, and this is where we move from voluntary cuts to an effective regulatory ban. The Camaro is being discontinued again, but this time it's not a business choice. It's a regulatory execution. The V8 Camaro simply cannot survive under the 2026 emission standards. The Camaro has been killed and revived before, 1970, 2002, and now 2024. But this time is different. If it ever returns, it'll be electric, because the gas-powered V8 literally cannot exist under the upcoming rules. The Camaro is a direct casualty of the 10.3% greenhouse gas stringency increase for model year 2026. That number sounds small, but for a fleet that includes V8 performance cars, it's devastating. Every V8 Camaro sold drags down GM's fleet average, forcing them to sell more EVs just to offset it. The penalties would be brutal, thousands of dollars per car, wiping out already thin sports car profit margins. So GM made the only viable move: eliminate one of the highest carbon emitters in the lineup and avoid millions in fines. This is an effective ban. Regulators didn't outlaw the Camaro. They made it economically impossible. For enthusiasts, it's heartbreaking. For GM accountants, it was unavoidable. Number 6. Dodge Challenger and Charger. At number 6, we're losing two American icons at the same time: the Dodge Challenger and Dodge Charger. This isn't a business decision. This is a double regulatory execution. The Challenger has been around since 1970, the Charger since 1966. These cars shaped American culture, starred in movies, and defined entire generations of muscle car enthusiasts. And now, they're effectively being banned by the same emissions pressure that killed the Camaro. Their V8 engines, especially the 700-plus horsepower Hellcat variants, are exactly what regulators targeted. There's simply no way to make a supercharged V8 meet 2026 emission standards without neutering its performance. On paper, Dodge could keep building them, but the penalties would be so massive, the program would collapse financially. This is an effective ban, plain and simple. Dodge is pivoting to e-muscle, with the new electric Charger Daytona already revealed. And yes, it's insanely fast. But for purists, it's not the same. You can't replicate the sound, vibration, or visceral punch of a real V8. Collectors are already driving up prices on final year and special edition models, especially Hellcats. But earlier model years? They're still just used cars with high maintenance costs. These cars aren't being discontinued by choice. Regulation killed them. Number 5. Chevrolet Colorado and GMC Canyon. At number 5, we're entering serious danger territory with the Chevrolet Colorado and GMC Canyon. These trucks aren't banned or discontinued, but they're so problematic you should avoid them altogether. According to Consumer Reports, these midsize pickups scored reliability ratings as low as 4 out of 100. 4. CR even tells shoppers to avoid the Colorado entirely, one of the strongest warnings they ever issue. The biggest failure point is the powertrain. Defective valve bodies and torque converters cause the infamous Chevy shake, violent vibrations, slipping gears, and harsh shifting that make the truck nearly undrivable. Many failures happen before 80,000 miles, proving this isn't normal wear, it's a design flaw. Then come the electronics. Freezing infotainment systems, failing sensors, random warning lights, and electrical issues dealerships can't diagnose. And the build quality? Some owners report the notorious Colorado roof dent, where light hand pressure permanently bends the roof. These problems aren't isolated, they're systemic. If you already own one, prepare for expensive transmission repairs. And if you're eyeing a great deal on a used model, understand, that deal is usually someone else's nightmare. Number 4. Multiple unreliable brands. At number 4, we're not talking about one car. We're talking about a full-blown reliability crisis across multiple brands. These models aren't banned or discontinued, but they're dangerously unreliable. According to Consumer Reports' 2025 rankings, predicted reliability scores are shockingly low. Tesla at 36, Volkswagen at 34, GMC and Jeep at 33, Cadillac at 27, and Rivian, yes, the hyped EV startup, at a catastrophic 18 out of 100. That means 4 out of 5 Rivian owners can expect major problems requiring unplanned repairs. It's the worst brand on the entire list. The irony? Tesla is supposed to be the face of the EV future, yet they struggle with chronic electrical failures, massive panel gaps, software glitches, and build quality defects that would be unacceptable from any traditional automaker. Volkswagen battles complex electrical and transmission issues. GMC charges more for the same platform problems seen in Chevrolet. Cadillac suffers from expensive electrical failures and quality control weaknesses that betray its luxury badge. This isn't a ban, it's a warning. As aging gas platforms fade and new EV platforms launch, reliability is collapsing on both sides. The middle ground of affordable, dependable transportation is disappearing fast. Number 3. Jeep Wrangler, specific generations. At number 3, we hit the most dangerous vehicle on this entire list, the Jeep Wrangler, specifically the JK generation, 2007 to 2018, and early JL models, 2018 to 2020. These aren't banned, but they're extremely dangerous because of a defect known as the death wobble. And yes, it's exactly as terrifying as it sounds. The death wobble is a violent front-end shaking that hits at 60 to 70 miles per hour after you hit a bump or pothole. Drivers say the steering wheel jerks uncontrollably. The front end shakes so violently you can't see straight, and the only way to survive is to slow down immediately before losing control. This defect has affected hundreds of thousands of Wranglers. Thousands of NHTSA complaints, multiple class action lawsuits, and formal federal investigations confirm it's real. FCA tried blaming aftermarket mods, but stop, low-mileage Wranglers are affected too. NHTSA found signs of frame manufacturing defects, porous welds, slag, structural weaknesses, issues no steering damper or service bulletin can fix. These Wranglers aren't banned, but they're documented as dangerous. If you own one or plan to buy one used, understand the very real safety risk. Number 2. American performance cars as a category. At number 2, we're not talking about one car. We're talking about the death of American performance as we know it. This entire category is being effectively banned by regulation. The Camaro, Challenger, and Charger, the holy trinity of American muscle, are all being eliminated at the same time. That's not coincidence. That's the direct result of 2026 emission standards, a regulatory framework where high-performance V8 engines simply cannot exist without massive financial penalties. The math is brutal. Compliance costs are too high, fleet average requirements are too strict, and every V8 sold drags the entire brand toward millions in fines. Automakers made the only viable choice: cut the muscle cars, remove the highest emission outliers, and survive. This is a regulatory ban in everything but name. These cars aren't illegal to own, but they're effectively illegal to manufacture profitably. Yes, their replacements may be faster. Electric motors deliver instant torque and brutal acceleration. The new electric Charger Daytona will likely outrun many Hellcats, but it's not the same. No V8 rumble, no exhaust note, no mechanical drama. For millions of enthusiasts, this is a cultural loss, an era ending, not by choice, but by regulation. Number 1. The American Sedan. At number 1, we reach the biggest automotive story of 2026, and most people still don't realize what's happening: the extinction of the American sedan. The Chevrolet Malibu is discontinued after 2025. The Subaru Legacy is gone. The Kia Soul is gone. Ford hasn't sold a traditional sedan, besides Mustang, in years. Chrysler, nothing. Dodge, nothing. One by one, the sedans that defined 70 years of American transportation are disappearing. And this isn't a legal ban. It's the result of 3 converging forces. 1. Consumer preference. Americans shifted hard toward SUVs and crossovers for the higher seating position, perceived safety, and cargo space. 2. Profit margins. An SUV might cost $2,000 more to build, but sells for $8,000 more. That margin decides everything. 3. Regulatory strategy. Cutting sedans helps automakers hit fleet-wide fuel economy targets by focusing on EVs and highly efficient small vehicles. The result? By 2026, the affordable, practical American sedan is functionally extinct. If you want a sedan, you're basically choosing between luxury brands or a few Japanese holdouts. This is a mass voluntary discontinuation driven by profit and regulation. Not a ban, but extinction all the same. These are 14 cars banned, discontinued, or dangerously unreliable for 2026. The auto industry is changing faster than ever, and if you're buying a car in 2026, you need to know what's coming next. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit that like button and subscribe for more auto content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.